Hello, hey everyone, welcome in. This is the Melanin Gamers bite-sized podcast, so welcome in. I'm here today with In the Dock,
Guys,
OG Otaku,
yeah.
and Obsidian Fury.
What's going on, my people?
And it's me, your hostess with the mostest, creatively Anzi. And today we are talking about cross-platform gaming. Cross-platform is something that's amazing and phenomenal. No more console, PC, all of that. None of those wars. We could all game together, regardless of what device we are using. This surely has to be a good thing, right? Step forward into the future. But is it? Is it actually a good thing to be on console and playing against someone who is on PC, or vice versa, or mobile? So let's ask the team. What do you think about this Obsidian Fury? Is this a good? Is it hurting the gaming industry or is it helping?
It's complicated question. And I've got like pros and cons for both, but like the pro is I'm always for more money. One of the pros is that when you have a wider audience, you are able to make more money. And I'm always for making more money, especially if that money goes to the devs. I'm always for that. I'm always for reducing the time it takes for matchmaking within games, especially on online games. And I think there is a difference between. I think when we talk about crossplay, I think it's important to like recognize what kind of crossplay. Like, is it competitive crossplay, like games like Apex? Is it more like co-op couch playing, like Baldur's Gate? So, and I think that I'm more indecisive when it comes to online gameplay, but when it comes to games like Baldur's Gate and like couch co-ops where it's more like it's not really player v player, it's more of player v versus environment, I'm more inclined to have crossplay, because I think that that's just negatives that I've come across when it comes to crossplay. I think that when it comes to the online competitive nature of games, I think everything is just magnified when it comes to online competitions and like that kind of competitive spirit. So um that's where I'm falling right now. So couch co-ops, absolutely. Online PvP, not so much. But like fifth, like borderline, not so much because of one, the difference between a mouse and keyboard and a controller is just night and day. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. Like when I'm playing my computer games and I'm like, I can set up macros because macros aren't considered cheating, right? So I can like crouch and maybe do a heal, and that'll be one button. Whereas I have to have when I'm on my control pad, I have to have like my wheel, like the wheels that come up, like different UI elements that helps me. So it's just a night and day difference. It's like when I'm playing Apex, like there is like a distinctive like play style I have to adopt as a controller. And I'm not talking about like in the higher tiers of play. Thankfully, I've got Agent AAA. He's my brother, and I've seen like the higher tiers of play, and I've seen how they can like abuse the kind of controller, mouse and keyboard, that kind of
Let's not get
dynamic.
into that aim assist territory. Let's say
Exactly. So
stay
I've seen
clear
how
of
they
the
can like
aim
abuse
assist
it, but
argument.
like for the regular people, for the mortals amongst us, like just like if you were to take a general controller player and a general mouse and keyboard player, my money is on the mouse and keyboard player, 99 out of 100, because of just the motion and like just like the actual like controls of a mouse and keyboard and how it works. You just got such a like distinctive advantage, and that kind of makes it crazy, and that's what then leads into like skill-based matchmaking rather than platform-based matchmaking, which makes like overall you hear a lot of people like complain about that, making like the entire online scene just less fun, if that makes sense. And not to add that it's also difficult to implement. It's difficult. No game feels native to any platform. If it's for every platform, I can only imagine the kind of like additional work that's required to make something crossplay. It's not just as easy as like just mapping controllers onto a different controller. There's like the networking side, the porting side, all those kinds of things that we don't know about has to happen. Like has to have a team dedicated to doing that. So essentially, in summary, couch co-op, I'm absolutely for it. So I want my Baldur's Gate to be cross-platform, and I'm kind of disappointed it never will be. But for online play, I'm less inclined, bordering on I don't really like it.
I agree to an extent, but I think when it comes to these PvP games where someone's plugged in a controller to their PC or something like that, and you talk about skill, that skill on MNK has to be learned and trained. People, Kovacs, aim labs,
I'm not
that
disputing
sort of
that.
thing. But on controller, you plug and play. For the most part, you plug and play the controller. It doesn't take the skill ceiling of
I don't know
MNK.
about that. No. Okay, yeah, there's so okay. This is like the inherent like the skill expression on a mouse and keyboard and a controller are like two different camps. The skill expression of a controller is different to the skill expression of a mouse and keyboard player. Actual input and the actual input itself is different. So therefore, they will never be in the same ranges, if that makes sense. So generally speaking, a PC player will play better than a controller player simply because, without aim assist, mind you, before we get into aim assist territory, that's why aim assist was required, because PC players will just wipe the floor with you if you don't have aim assist. It's just that simple. So I'm
That's
not saying
also
that.
there's the skill part that I'm also mentioning. Someone who's worked on their mouse and keyboard skills, they have to continue doing it because it deteriorates much faster than someone on a controller.
I don't think so. I don't know about that.
I'm
I
telling
don't.
you, from what the people who play pro and competitively, having
Yeah,
to ensure that that muscle is working is not the same as on controller. It's just
agreed.
not.
But the pros are don't speak. They speak of like god tier aim. Like for the mortals amongst us, I don't think that's the case. If that makes sense.
God to aim that they worked on, not they were
I'm not
given.
disputing that. I'm not saying they haven't worked on it, but I'm just saying that for the mortals amongst us, that like what you're talking when we go into this kind of territories of like pro athletes and pro, the way they view the game is not to have fun, it's to be optimized. So they have an inherently different kind of way of looking at the game than people who jump on the game just to have fun, if that makes sense.
That's true. Ojo Taku, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I'm like, I hear both sides, but I kind of just want everything to be cross-play, cross-save all the time, everywhere. Because I'm tired of buying these games repeatedly on other consoles, bro. It's taking my money and running away with it. Um, Also, I'm tired of like being like, oh yeah, you play that game? Yeah, I like that game too. Let's play together. What do you mean you're playing on a different console? We can't play together. This conversation shouldn't be happening in 2024. Like,
True.
I hear what you're saying about the whole competitive scene, and yeah, when you play games online, there is this whole PC keyboard controller issue. I don't know, me as an average like player and stuff, I don't care about that, bro. Yeah, if you're on PC, we're gonna play the same way in the same lobbies, whatever. I don't care. You got a couple of PC people on your team, I got a couple of PC people on my team. I turn my sensitivity on my controller up and I'm gonna hit them shots. You know? The problem that comes from it is when people want to cheat because it's the controller settings that the people are like, the auto aim assist that's given to controllers to help, balance it.
Yeah.
That's what people are abusing to cheat in competitive play, basically. So that's why a lot of competitive PvP games will not give you crossplay because it's just so much harder, not harder, but it means they got to invest a lot more in anti-cheat technology so that they can't abuse the controller's aim assist over on the PC side, which people just love to do apparently.
Yeah,
Um,
is it cheating if they're abusing if they're not abusing, I shouldn't say abusing, if they're using a mechanic in game and they've optimized it. I mean, it's cheating if they like download a third party software or like they do something that's like outside the realms of what they intended for the game. But if I'm using features in a game, then I'm just being cheesy. I'm not cheating. If that makes sense.
Other people able to access and use these features in the game the same way as you? No. So you're cheating.
What do you mean by cheating? Like because aim assist isn't cheating.
Aim assist isn't cheating. There's what's immoral, and then there's what's legal in the legal realms.
No, not like okay, that. Yeah. That was a wild statement. Hold on. Let me clarify. When I say aim assist isn't cheat, I mean like the inherent aim assist that the developers have specifically put in the game
Yeah.
isn't cheating. But when you like download a third party application, obviously that's cheating because that's not what the developer intended for the game. So I get what you're saying. Like if it's cheating when it's like a third party application. But if I'm using the tools in the game as they were intended for, I don't think that's cheating.
in the game, you're playing the game. There's one game mode. They give you a rocket launcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can only use the rocket launcher in one game mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you've cheated or got access to using the said same rocket launcher, but in other game modes. You're
Yeah,
cheating.
that's cheating. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's straight up cheating. I feel like that's a very specific example from a
No,
very
but
specific game.
that's the same auto aim assist thing. If you're playing on a controller, you have
Mm-hmm.
access to the auto aim assist because you need it. You're playing with a controller. But if you're not playing with a controller and now you're accessing that same auto aim assist to help you, you're cheating.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. That's I agree. That's cheating as a mouse and keyboard player. And they gave aim assist to controllers because there was an inherent disadvantage, and that's what they thought they would level the playing field. So if you're a mouse
Yeah.
and keyboard player using aim assist, yes, that's cheating. But that is why I think it's like this kind of murky gray area where we're like, what would level the playing field between a controller and a mouse and keyboard and MNK? That's where it's like we need to like really dive deep in, because maybe we can get to a point where we can have like crossplay. I'm not against what's it called? Not crossplay, but cross experience. You know, when it's like you have one account over multiple platforms.
I mean, many games do this already. Like,
Yeah.
just off the top of my head, let's say Fortnite. Yeah, no
Mhm.
matter what account you play Fortnite on, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on PC, you can play it on Epic, you can play it on Steam, you can play it on
Mhm.
PS, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, wherever you want. Yeah, your fridge TV if you want. Fortnite is just played everywhere, and it's the same account across all things. It's the
Yeah.
same across all things. Like, you may even be able to get exclusive Xbox skins for your Fortnite character, but still load that account on a PlayStation and wear them skins. It's not a hard thing to do. And I use Fortnite as an example as one of the biggest like free to play live service games there is. If
Mhm.
they can do it, why is everyone else trying to
Wait. Not everyone has epic money.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's not
Thank
very
you.
fair. Fortnite, they've got millions. They've got, of course, they can do it. They probably have a whole team that just works on their crossplay
They can do
stuff.
whatever they want.
Not everyone is set up like that. Not everyone has the deepest pockets. The Fortnite pockets, they're never ending.
but everyone's acting like it can't be done. Everyone's acting like it's just unheard of. Nah, there's no way to get PC and controller players playing together. That just can't work. But it obviously can.
Yeah, agreed. I'm not saying that it's not unheard of, but I'm saying that when it comes to like implementation, one of the big things when you talk to devs is also when they want to do like crossplay, even for like AAAs, it's very difficult to like for the design, the engineering, all
It's
of that.
money. It's a money problem. It's possible. It's possible on anything.
Yeah.
Can they afford it? No. Do they even want it? No. So there's also that, like, where are we putting the funding? Let's put it in the graphics department. That means the crossplay department is bare bones. So all of them can do it. Not all of them can afford to do it though, and also afford to do it very well. That's
Facts.
also another thing, to be able to afford to do it very well. And some games, I feel it's also a greed thing. You can't transfer your PlayStation account onto your PC, so you buy all the skins on your PC account and then buy all the skins on your console account. So it's also, that means they're getting paid twice. So it's also a matter of greed.
Also, not all controllers and keyboard and mouses are the same. Let's put that out there. Because, you could be playing a game on your Nintendo Switch, and which is technically a controller. But you play against someone with an Xbox or PS controller in their
You're
hand,
getting slapped. I'm
may
sorry.
find it a bit difficult. So again, in terms of PvP, I understand why not all PvP games have crossplay. However, definitely if you're trying to be a big live service game and breed a continuous community, it's the only way to go, because you just want the biggest player base you can have. But when it comes to like PvE games or multiplayer games where you can play with friends, 100%, there's no need for that not to be included. Yeah. Like,
Hmm.
my God, we've already lost local co-op on games these days. Don't now
Facts.
make me not be able to play with my friends. They're on a different system. You know what I
Facts.
mean? I think
I actually started crying when Baldur's Gate said they weren't doing crossplay. I actually started crying. I was like, this just can't run. It's like, what about all my PC friends? What about my PS5 friends? Like, we can't all have like a big party.
when you told me that, I was like, that's crazy. Baldur's Gate is a whole game of the year. a
Yes.
whole game of the year, and it ain't got crossplay. That's
It's
crazy.
just wild, bro. But yeah, I've got like counterpoints, but I'm letting you rest because that's where I stand. I'm cautious when it comes to PvP implementation, and I'm absolutely wholeheartedly for PvE implementation. It's like Baldur's Gate. I would love crossplay to have.
I think there should be crossplay in all games with caveats. With caveats. So and when it comes to tournaments, competitions, that's also when there should be caveats as well. For example, for the most part, in terms of, for example, Apex, there's been so much contention with aim assist and how much aim assist is it 1.5? Is it 0. This? Is it what is the aim assist for controller players? I think games should just have tournament settings. You should have tournament settings. There should be, when you play the game, if you're a casual gamer and you're getting on the game, your aim assist should be whatever it is for the standard. When it's a competition, then there should be caveats as to actually we lower the aim assist because this is a tournament and we want to balance it a little bit more. So I think they need to really work on the balancing for the type of game that it is and also the setting. If it's a tournament, you should do tournament settings. That is where I think that we should move forward on that aspect.
I agree to a degree, if that makes sense. I think that mouse and keyboard and controller, there might be a time in the future where they can play on the same, in the PvP setting, especially in tournament settings, they can play on the same platform. But I don't think aim assist is the best way forward. I think there needs to be, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's aim assist because there has to be something new or like some kind of like deal breaker to come out and revolutionize the technology for them to be on the same footing, because I don't think aim assist is it. No matter how much we try and tweak it for like tournament setting or casual setting, I don't think aim assist. I think you will never be. It's like you have to stick to one of the guns. You'll never be able to please everyone.
No, I definitely get that. In the doc, sorry, I feel like I haven't come to you. Do you have anything to add?
Well, I do agree, like with Obsidian Fury, in the most part, everything. Yeah, there are definitely certain pros and like certain cons. The pros being shorter queue times, matchmaking, all these things, being able to have fun with your friends, irrespective of whatever platform they're on. You can, for example, if you're traveling, you have a PC, but you have maybe this handheld Steam Deck or something. You can also play it on it and stuff like that. That's fine. The issue would be the fine tuning when it comes to PvP modes. Fine tuning it and as to who can afford it, who can't afford it, if it will be too much work, because everything they would have to dedicate money to. They would definitely weigh the options to see, okay, if you put more money into it, are we guaranteed of getting that money and more? Or, let's just leave it at that. For me, I am for it that, there should be crossplay, but the fine tuning I know will be helpful for some of these corporations and stuff.
Because if we think about it in terms of gaming, cross-platform is still relatively a new thing. It's a new phenomenon if we think about gaming as a whole in the industry and how long it's been around for. So maybe down the line in the future, we would have figured it out. But I think for now, there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to crossplay. But for the most part, I think it's a very good thing.
And as a sorry, Anzi,
Sorry, go on.
last point. As a throwaway comment, crossplay has been a thing, has started to become a thing, but it was also used as like a dirty tactic by a lot of these big corporations. So like Xbox used to say that, oh, we don't do crossplay because they want to try and squeeze PlayStation out the market. Same with PlayStation, they want to try and squeeze Xbox nowadays out of the market by saying we don't do crossplay because we've got all the better titles and they want a bigger market share. So crossplay in that kind of regard has been used as like a baton to like beat the other side with. I can understand why some companies or some like smaller developers might be averse to it because that might be a deal breaker for their publishers, for example, or for their like for any kind of contract they might have. So yeah, just as a caveat.
No, I definitely get you. I feel like sometimes maybe people aren't getting the bigger picture of, if you want, especially with how, like, that's what I'm saying, like live service games being, again, still newer in terms of gaming. Live service games will live longer if there's more people, lower queue times, that sort of things. More players playing will ultimately get you there, but they can't all have the same console. That's just not possible. And I think maybe some people need to be a bit more realistic as to, oh, everyone owns an Xbox, everyone owns Play. No, we don't. Some of us own one or the other. Not everyone can afford to own both. So you really need to cater to your audiences, But again, maybe from a corporate standpoint, that doesn't work, or they want that. It depends on a lot of things, but money is
my money.
It's true. Money is a very motivating factor on this, and also maybe difficulty as well. It's not easy to actually the technical hurdles of doing crossplay and the anti-cheat software of making sure it works on all those different platforms. So I guess that's kind of it. We all agree that crossplay perfect. Is it perfect? Is it actually perfect? No, it needs tweaking, but it is a good system. We want to see more of this. So publishers, if you're listening, let us know. And let us know in the comments as well what you guys think. What camp you sit in, because I know some people are actually completely against it, which is insane to me.
I'm one of them. What?
I'm saying completely against it.
Oh, okay.
Because you want it for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, of course.
Some people don't want it at all.
Oh no, I don't think anybody doesn't want it for Baldur's Gate.
Well, for Baldur's Gate maybe, but a lot of people are just like, if you're on PlayStation, play with PlayStation. If you're on Xbox, and I'm just like, no, that's insane. But yeah, I think we actually did quite well in terms of timing. Not too bad. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening. I've been here today with In the Dark,
Stay safe, guys.
OG Otaku,
Keep it OG, peeps.
and Obsidian Fury.
In a bit squad.
And it's been your hostess with the mostest, creatively Anzi. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all later. Bye.